Welcome to My Binding Video. This is how to assemble the MBM Leowork mobile working table. In the box they provide the necessary tools and instructions for the setup. There are 3 different types of screws and washers. We're first going to start off with these screws to screw on the handle. We'll be using the provided Phillips screwdriver. On the handle is an indented side. Make sure your screws fit into those spots. Line up the holes on the handle to the holes on the table. Then we're going to place the screws in. You can screw them by hand first, or you can start off by just using the screwdriver. There are 4 total screws for the handle. Make sure to get the screws on plenty tight without stripping the screws, and you're good to go. Now we'll move on to the column. Start by placing the column onto the table. Line up the holes so they match, but more importantly, make sure that the switch is on the side of the handle. Next, make sure you're using the right screws. We're going to use the taller screws, and we're going to use washers this time. These screws also require the Allen wrench provided. Make sure you have the washer between the screw and the column. And again, it's easy sometimes to just start it by hand. There are 6 screws to tighten on the column to the table. Always make sure to use the tool to tighten it effectively. We're going to finish off the chassis with the smaller screws. And again, we're going to use washers. These screws also use the Allen wrench. Flip the chassis or the wheeled base and place it onto the column. Then screw on your smaller screws. Make sure to use a washer. You'll be using 4 screws for this one. Again, use a tool to make sure that all your screws are tight. Then flip the table onto the wheels, and you're done. It is made mostly of metal, so it might be easier to use 2 people to flip it back over. But then you have yourself a fully assembled electronic working table. Ah, convenient. For more demos, reviews, and how-tos, go to MyBinding.com.